Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions a Card Game, I'm teaming up the Mystics. Dr. Strange and the Scarlet Witch are going to be taking on Zola in Expert Mode. So down at the table for Zola, he's got a scheme of 2, attack of 2, gets a little bit better in his next version. Starts with Retaliate 1. When revealed, search in counter deck and discard pile for the test subject side scheme and reveal it. And 14 health per player. So test subjects, when defeated, the first player discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until they discard a minion. Reveal that minion, starting with 2 threat per player. Then for the first of 2 main schemes, like I said, we're using Zola 2 and 3. We're going expert, so we're going to have some additional cards in there along with the under attack. Set up, searching counter deck for Hydra Prison and reveal it. So the prison, when revealed, each player searches their deck and discard pile and hand for a hero-specific ally and places it face down beneath the scheme. Put X threat on the scheme where X is the total cost of allies beneath it. Each player shuffles their deck. And when defeated, remove this scheme from the game and return each ally beneath it to its owner's hand. So since I'm playing Strange and Scarlet Witch, that means Wong and Quicksilver will be hiding under this. So it's going to be 8 total threats on that for the game. But we're not done yet. Each player searches the encounter deck for a copy of the Ultimate Bio Servant, puts it in play, engage with them, then shuffle the encounter deck. So these guys come in with toughness, scheme of 1, attack of 1, 4 health, and they get +1 attack for each attachment on it. Then on this side, got a threshold of 6 per player, so 12 on that. Force response, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place a test counter here. And if there are 3 more test counters here, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player, and remove 3 test counters from the scheme. And then for our heroes, taking a look at Dr. Strange in hero form. Thwart of 2, attack of 1, defense of 2. Spell Mastery as an action, exhaust Dr. Strange and pay the cost of the top card of the invocation deck, which we have over here. Resolve the special ability on that card. Hand size of 5, hit points of 10. Stephen Strange, recovery of 3. He begins a game with the invocation deck. So natural talent, discard the top card of the invocation deck. Hand size of 6 on that side. And I'm going justice with him. Scarlet Witch, thwart of 2, attack of 1, defense of 2. Chaos control. When boost icons on an encounter card would be counted, discard the top card of the encounter deck and count the number of boost icons on that card instead. Once per phase, hand size of 5 and 10 health. Alter Ego, recovery of 3, superpowered siblings. As an action, discard 2 cards from your hand to draw 2 cards. Draw 3 cards instead of Pietro is in play, but he is hiding at the prison right now, and a hand size of 6 for her. So power of aggression with our 3 resources on both, energy, genius, and strength. We're going against Zola with a lot of minions, so we've got 3 relentless assaults. Press the advantage. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If the enemy is stunned or confused, draw cards, or Open Strange can stun and confuse the enemy along with some of her cards. Piercing Strike, because toughness is going to come into this. Dealing 3 damage to an enemy, gaining piercing. Then, of course, I like downtime and endurance, so we got that on both sides of the table, along with a helicarrier on both sides. Then my typical ally heavy, Brawn, She-Hulk, and Valkyrie. Thor, Spider-Girl, and Tigra, and the Hulk. And Lion Weight just for good measure. So over here, 3 clear the areas, dealing with threat. Allies, Agent Coulson, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones. Quake, Speed, and Spider-Man. And then Wiccan, Nick Fury, and the Quinn Carrier. Since we already have some side schemes in play, Skilled Investigator ×2, Sense of Justice, and Dr. Strange. I'm letting him take the Sorcerer Supreme. And we also have 2 followeds. So when attached scheme is defeated, deal 4 damage to an enemy. Then my other 3 that's in most of my decks, Endurance, Downtime, and Helicarrier. Finishing off with 3 Spiritual Meditations. So I've kept her at 40 cards. With him, I've gone up to 41, but this just helps me cycle through those quicker as needed. So that's the deck construction. All right, finishing her setup. Got her encounter stack, get it shuffled. Then for Wanda, she gets 6 cards to start with. And I do have some new trays out here, so Ultra Stacks is what I have been using. These are another item they've added, Ultra Trays, so they attach right to them. I think they're going to help me keep our side schemes organized. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we've got Press the Advantage, Piercing Strike, Aggression, Agatha, Energy, and a Relentless Assault. So definitely liking some of these with the toughness. I think I'm just going to get rid of the Press the Advantage and see what we get. Tigra, okay. Then over here, 6 cards. And we want his cape. Or cloak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Enhancements, studies, that helps us go get it. Strength, Wiccan, Genius, and Jessica Jones. So we'll pitch those 2. Clear the area. Protective Ward. Take his invocation cards, give them a shuffle. And then our top one is going to be the Winds of Watum. Draw 3 cards, place this card in the invocation deck discard pile. All right, we're going to play Agatha Harkness. Alter Ego action. Exhaust her, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of those to your hand, place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Relentless Assault, a Helicarrier, and Endurance. Oh, goodness. Got to keep the Helicarrier. So bringing that into play. So an action, exhaust that to choose a player to reduce the resource cost of the next card they play this phase by 1. Choosing ourselves. Bringing in Tigra, Power of Aggression. We'll flip over, attack for 1 to get rid of toughness, then attack for 2, and take a damage. Then for Strange, pitching a Protective Ward to use our Mystical Studies. Alter Ego action, search your deck and discard pile for a Doctor Strange card and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. Well, that's one way to find her cape. Or Cloak of Levitation. And that allows us to exhaust it to ready Doctor Strange. So we're going to go ahead and flip over, exhaust to draw 3 cards. Skilled Investigator, Sense of Justice, and the Quinn Carrier. Now we'll bring out the images of Icon next. So we're going to play our Cloak and ready. And we're bringing in the Quinn Carrier or an Avenger. Exhaust that to generate a wild resource. Bring in Wiccan, thwart a 1, attack a 1, 3 health. After he thwarts, discard the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal damage to an enemy. We're going to exhaust. Use a resource to pay for the images. Confuse the villain, remove 4 threat from a scheme. So when defeated, the first player discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until they discard a minion and reveal that minion. So getting another friend. This friend's going to hurry up and attack her for 2. Then Wiccan will thwart for 1. Using his ability to do 3 damage. To go ahead and kill that. And that's going to be your turn. So 5 cards on each side. Genius, Spider-Girl, Shield, and 2 Hex Bolts. That's dangerous. And Meditation, Spider-Man, Projection, Clear the Area, and Downtime. And our next card in the lineup is the 7 Rings. So we're going to get 2 threat, plus a counter. I'm going to attack over here. Scarlet Witch will defend. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we take 2 damage and another one. Then attacking over here. Defending for 1, 2. Place a test counter on the main scheme. And then we get hit for 1, down to 9. And counter cards is Mutate, Scheme of 1, attack of 2 with 5 health. When revealed, discard cards from top of the counter deck till attack attachment's discarded. Attach that to him. Oh, so weapon tech, there we go. It's not good. +2 scheme, +2 attack, and +2 hit points. And the villain attacks you. And I think we're just going to take it for 3 damage down to 6. And pass first player. So we'll go ahead and ready. We're going to meditate to think about what's going on. Agent Coulson and a Magic Blast. I think we'll pitch the Magic Blast. We're going to make the next card played over here 1 cheaper. To bring in Spider-Man with the help of the Quinn Carrier. After you play him from your hand, remove 3 threat per player from the side scheme. So we're moving 6 threat. Wiccan will thwart for 1. Dealing, oops, let's look at the right spot. 0 damage. So we'll use her ability to count a different card. 2 damage. That will at least kill this one off. Well, yes. Hydra Prism gets removed from the game. Quicksilver goes over to the Witch, and we get Wong on this side. So he is going to thwart for 2. I think. See here. Yeah. Keep that in check. Spider-Man attacks for 2. Oh no, that was wrong. Not thwarting for 2. Going to exhaust that, spending a resource to give up to 3 characters each a tough status card. Wiccan, I guess. And then we got the Vapors. So over here, we're going to Hex Bolt. Paying 2 resources, hero action, discard the top 3 cards in the counter deck. For each card discarded this way, that has boost icons equal to, depending on what we have, we're going to do different things. So we've got a 3 and 2 zeros. The 3 is place a status card on a character. Going to stun that. The zeros are deal 2 damage to an enemy, so we get to do that twice. All right. And Tigra is going to attack to defeat here. Heal and then take her damage. Then we'll go ahead and flip over, discard 2 cards to draw 2. Use her ability to look at 3 and keep 1. Chaos Magic works. Even though that's hero action, but yeah. Then we're going to bring in her crest. So in boost icons, when an encounter card are counted, exhaust this to increase or decrease the number of boost icons on that card by 1 for this count. And I'm holding on to 2 cards, not something I like doing. So ending her turn, we're going to hold on to Wong, so 4 more cards. Followed, Sorcerer Supreme, Spycraft, Protective Ward. And then 4 more cards over here. Hex Bolt, ×2, Valkyrie, and Downtime. All right, 2 threats. We're getting our 3rd token. We're going looking for a minion to put into play. And Quick Strike still goes off. Swinging for 2, we lose our toughness there. Then attack to lose stunned. Yeah, we're going to take 3 more damage. Not liking how that's going. Then confused over here. And counter cards. Mutate. Not a fan of that. So we are going to warp. Nope. Not going to warp reality. Shouldn't have kept that card. So he's going looking for tech. So +2 hit points and retaliate. We've got a minion problem. Then over here, attach to a minion with the most remaining hit points without another copy of defensive programming, which is now going to be that guy. So 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 health with guard and retaliate. So over here, Agatha, using her ability for decay, Thor, and a magic shield. I think we need the decay. Use her ability, discarding 2. How do I want to do that? No, I don't. Heal for 3, so we're up to 8. Flip over. We're going to play Chaos Magic into Molecular Decay. So play a card from your hand, ignoring its resource cost. And I'm not 100% sure on how all this timing works. I don't think it really matters in the end. So we'll go ahead and play this card, then go back to the rest. So deal 5 damage to an enemy, discard the top 2 cards in the counter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal 1 additional damage to an enemy. We're going after this big guy. So that's 5. We're going to use her ability and her crest. So we're dealing a total of 8 damage. And he's got 9 health. So we get retaliated on. Loser tough there. Then finishing the card, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to that card's printed resource cost. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're going to spin a Hex Bolt to bring in Downtime over here. Make our next card 1 cheaper to bring in Valkyrie. After she enters play, deal 2 damage to minion, 3 if we paid using a energy resource. We didn't. So we'll bring in 2 there, and attack for 2 to kill it. Tiger is going to put the final hit over here. So since it didn't survive, no retaliate, we heal, take a damage. 7 rings should be there. Do I have all the cards right? So we are going to bring in Wong. So thwart 1, attack of 2, exhaust him, choose to either heal 1 damage from your identity or discard the top card of your invocation deck. We're going to heal. Use his ability to use the vapors to change the tough into a confused. Then we're going to ready and heal for 5, so up to 9. And thwart for 2. And end her turn. I'm going to keep that, drawing 5 more. Skilled Investigator, Daredevil, Spycraft, Master of the Mystic Arts, and Spiritual Meditation. Then 5 on this side. Strength, Decay, the Hulk, press the advantage, and another Decay. 2 threats. Counter. Attacking. Wiccan defends. Loses tough. Scheming for 1, 2. Shuffle this back into the deck. There's only 2 cards here. And loses confused. So which one got him? Shadows of the Past. Yikes. So Luminous comes into play. Scheme of 2, attack of 2, 5 health. After she activates against you, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If 2 or more boost icons were discarded this way, deal yourself 1 encounter card. Next evolution. Increase the number of boost icons on each encounter card by 1. And officially these were dealt out and shuffled. That comes in with 4. And these other 2 get shuffled in there. So that was not good, but expected. And see if Doctor Strange can get his this time. A mutate. So maybe we'll go through the stack again. Looking for a tech. Plus 2 hit points and retaliate. All right, Wong is going to heal us for 1. We're going to flip over, do some meditating to draw 2 cards, and then discard 1. We're going to bring in the Helicarrier. We're going to use that to pay 1. Quinn Carrier to pay the second. To deal 7 damage, stun an enemy and deal 7 damage to it. So he's stunned and then killed and not retaliating. The knees get shuffled up. I'll make sure we got 5 cards there. Yep. Images is on top. We will ready. I'm going to make the next card we play 1 cheaper. Make the next card we play 1 cheaper. Sorcerer Supreme comes in giving us +1 hand size while we're in hero form. Then we are going to thwart for 2. Attack for 2. Attack for 2 more. And then attack and destroy, heal, take a damage. Then we are going to do a decay attack on Zola. Our first damage to him coming up. Deal 5 damage to an enemy, discard the top 2 cards in counter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal 1 additional damage to that enemy. So we're doing a base 5. That's terrible. We'll discard 1 using her power to get another one. Terrible. So 5, 6, and 7 thanks to that. So down to 21. Oh, we'll add 1 to that. Down to 20. Then thwart for 2 to get rid of this. And ender turn. We're going to keep these 2 over on this side. Press the advantage, relentless assault, and a piercing strike. We're going to get 6 cards over here since we're the Sorcerer Supreme. Enhancements, Mystic Arts, Endurance, Meditation, Clear, and Sanctum. So 3 threat, takes us up to 9, get your second marker. Attacking over here. I'm going to defend for 1, 2, 3 damage. Then we'll take 1 from that guy. Then attacking over here, Valkyrie defends. Shuffle him back into the encounter deck. And we'll get our encounter cards. All right. So 1 minion gives him +2 hit points and retaliate 1, so 6 health. And that also gives him +1 attack. And +2 scheme, +2 attack, +2 hit points. This guy's beefy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attack. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 health. Zola is aggravating. All right, molecular decay on the big guy. So base 5 damage. All right, 9 damage. That's what we need. I think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, just 8. Anyway, dead, not retaliating. Thwart for 2. We're going to have Strange. Question in action on her turn. Drawing 2 cards and discarding 1. Power of Justice and Nick Fury. Get rid of enhancements. All right, we'll just go to his turn. Heal for 1. Next card cheaper, next card cheaper. Nick Fury's coming in. We're going to draw 3 cards with his ability. Energy, Magic Blast, and Quake. Nick is going to attack for 2, down to 18. Takes his damage and a retaliate. I'm going to exhaust him, using that for a resource for the images to confuse the villain and remove 4 threat. And ready. Spider-Man's going to attack for 2, down to 16. Quake is going to come in and thwart for 1. So thwart 1, attack of 2 health. After a minion schemes against, or after minion schemes, exhaust her to deal 2 damage to that minion. Let's see, next, Crimson Bands. We're going to do a Magic Blast instead, paying 3. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and discard the top card of your deck. If that card's printed cost has something else happens. So first the 5 damage, down to 11. Retaliate on them, down to 9. Discarding a wild resource. So we do all the above, stun that enemy. Deal 2 damage to the enemy. So that's dealing, not an attack. Or it's dealing 2 damage. So we're not getting retaliated on and confused, already confused. Then we're going to thwart for 2. And in the turn. We'll discard over here. No, we'll go ahead and keep that. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Brawn, power of aggression, lie in wait, and a piercing strike. 6 cards over here. First 3. The eye, followed in speed. Counter card and shuffle. 3 more cards. Enhancements, meditation, and clear the area. 3 threat, 3rd token. Just getting a friend. It's coming in with toughness. So attack, lose stunned. We get hit for 1 for that guy. Then attack over here. Nick defends for 1, 2, 3. And counter cards. Mutate. So he's going looking for some tech. Plus 2 hit points and guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards were discarded this way, this card gains Surge. It's a long downtime. That's not cool. All right. Ban Mordo, scheme of 2, attack of 2 of 5 health. When he attacks you, discard the top card of your deck. If it has the printed resource, he's doing some different things to us. Open the Dark Dimension. When revealed, place the top card of the Invocation deck face down under this scheme. When defeated, shuffle the Invocation card under here into the Invocation deck. That's getting 6 threat on it. So now we have the 7 rings. And then these 3 cards get shuffled in. And that's what happens when you play with Magic. All right, first player changes. Now it's time to meditate. So we're going to draw 2 and discard a card. Spider-Man and Master. That can go away. We're going to bring in the Eye. It's all set to generate a wild resource. Next card's going to be cheaper. Really cheap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. After you play them from our hand, remove 3 threat per player from a scheme. But it'll be back. Shuffle back into the deck. So now we have Vapors on top. Don't care for Vapors. We'll use him to discard it. So now we get the Winds. We'll use that to draw 3 cards. Magic Blast. I've got our Crimson Bands back. We will ready. And we're just going to Magic Blast that guy using the Quint Carrier. So dealing at least 5 damage. And, oh yes, that card comes from here. And dealing 2 more damage to him. Then thwarting for 2. Attacking for 2. Piercing strike, deal 3 damage to an enemy, and it gets piercing. So go through the toughness. 3 damage, Tigra finishes him off. Heals, takes your damage. We are going to play Lie in Wait. Hero response. After minion engages you, discard this to deal 3 damage to that minion. Then I'm just going to deal damage here. All right, so that responded to Our Nemesis coming out. We're going to keep Brawn, 4 more cards. Still not making enough progress. Shield, She-Hulk, Relentless Assault, and Endurance. 6 cards over here. Followed, Wiccan, Spycraft, Endurance, Energy, and Skilled Investigator. 3 threat. Another token. Attacking over here. Quake's going to defend. 4 damage. And yes. Attacking over here. We are just going to defend. For 1-2, give him a tough status. So no damage from that, but we're taking 3 from him. No, 2 from him, down to 5. Counter cards. Attached to the villain, he gains Retaliate 1. Exhaust your hero to spend 2 energy resources to discard it and gives him +1 attack. And counter spell. Attached to your hero, Forced Interrupt. When you play an event, cancel its effect and discard it. Then discard this card. All right, the next card we play is going to be one cheaper. Going to bring in Brawn. After he attacks, remove a threat from a scheme. He's going to attack here. Remove a threat. We are going to go ahead and flip over. Use her ability to look at 3 cards. We'll keep the magic shield. Put that on the bottom. We're going to give us +3 hit points. Make your next card over here cheaper. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage, discard this to prevent 3 of that damage. Then on this side, exhaust your heroes, spend 2 energy resources, get rid of the concussion blasters. Already, Spider-Man's going to attack to get rid of toughness. Wong is going to heal us for 1. We're going to spend 2 for the Crimson Bands. Stun an enemy and deal 7 damage. Down to 2 health. Seven rings is left. We're going to bring in Wiccan. With those, he's going to thwart for 1. Using his ability, let's see, doesn't matter what form we're in, to do 2 damage, and that's going to be enough to flip him. So, scheme of 3, attack of 2. Each player searches the encounter deck and discard power for a minion and reveals it. 16 health per player, so 32 health. Let's see here. It's a hero response. So we're going to bring in the mutate. We're not in hero form. And then he comes in with toughness. And even though I don't have any information, we'll go ahead and shuffle. Then we're going to give us +1 or +3 hit points. So up to 13. End our turn. All right, drawing 1, getting in a counter card, and we've got 5 more coming. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we've got Thor, Genius, Press the Advantage, Chaos Magic, Power of Aggression, and a Piercing Strike. 6 cards on this side. Arts, Daredevil, Clear the Area, Award, Genius, and Spiritual Meditation. So Scheming gets rid of Confused. And then 1, oh yes, I guess before that happens, we're getting 3 and a counter. Then 1 more. So we're up to 6. Attacking over here, gets rid of Stun. Hits us for 1. Counter cards. Slipping Sanity. That's not good. So we're already in that form. We're going to exhaust to remove that from the game. Next. Let's see. Discard a card from your hand with the highest cost. Place threat on the main scheme equal to the printed cost of that card. I'm going to use a protective ward on that. It's a hero interrupt. When a treachery card is revealed from the counter deck, cancel all of its effects and discard it. And we hope this isn't worse. Counterspell. Oh well, it's an attachment. Nothing we can do about that. Alright, so when you play an event, cancel its effects and discard it. Next card's 1 cheaper. We're playing an event. When you play an event, cancel its effects and discard it, then discard this card. We're going to meditate, drawing 2 and discarding 1, so Spycraft and a downtime. So let's see. Exhaust. Pay 1. Give up to 3 characters a tough status. One, 2, and 3. And shuffle. Got all 5. And next on top, 7 rings. So we're going to ready. All right, thwarting for 2. Thwart for 1. Use his ability, 2 damage to somebody. We're going to put that there. Spider-Man's going to attack for 2 there. Clear the area to remove 2 more threat. Exhaust to heal. We'll use her ability to look at 3 cards and keep 1. Let's see. We're going to keep Decay, putting those on the bottom. Flip over. Do an event. Cancel its effects, discard that. Tiger is going to attack for 2 to get rid of this guy. Takes her damage and heals. Let's see. He's going to attack to kill him and remove a threat if we had one. Oh, we do have one. It's just hidden. Chaos Magic. Play a card from your hand ignoring its cost. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to that card's printed resource. After you play her from your hand, deal 2 damage to the villain. Not paying any resources, so just straight 2 damage to the villain. One, 2, 3, and 4. And I know I have a helicarrier, but I'm just going to use Molecular Decay, dealing 5 damage, +2 on counter cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go ahead and add 1 to that. So we're doing 10 damage. Down to 20. I'm going to swing just to get rid of the toughness. And I believe that's her turn. We're going to keep Genius because it's us. So 5 more cards. Meditation, Justice, Skilled Investigator, Justice, and Enhancements. And 5 over here. Spider-Girl, Press the Advantage, the Hulk, Hex Bolt, and Strength. Nice. 3 threat. 3 tokens. Getting a friend, possibly. Nope, got lucky. Instead of a friend, we get some acceleration. All right, get this nice and shuffled. So attacking, taking it, we lose tough. Take 1 from that guy. Attacking, we lose tough. And counter cards. Counter spell. And Zola's Experiments. Force response. After a minion enters play, attach the topmost tech attachment to the encounter. In the encounter discard pile to that minion. Comes in with 6 threat, and that's something I'm bound to forget. Pass first player. So attacking for 2. And Tiger attacks for 2, which kills it, so she heals for 1, takes her damage back. Brawn is going to attack for 1, down to 19. Takes 1, and then retaliated on, and removes a threat from the scheme. Then we're going to Hex Bolt. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so that's going to put a status effect. Stunned. That's going to do 2 damage. Down to 17. And the 1 removes 2 threat from a scheme, and I'm fine with all of that. Then we're going to press the advantage, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If the enemy is stunned or confused, draw a card. So down to 15. Get retaliated on. Draw a card into a Hex Bolt. Make the next card we play 1 cheaper. To Hex Bolt, 3 more cards. Okay, so that's going to deal 2 damage. Like I said, this is not an attack, so no retaliate. We'll go ahead and confuse. And that lets us draw a card. I think we're going to reduce that by 1 to make it remove 2 threat from a scheme. Then we're just going to thwart for 2 on this side. All right, over here. Skilled Investigator. After side scheme's defeated, exhausts this to draw a card. Wiccan's going to thwart for 1. Defeating a side scheme, so we get to draw a card. Agent Coulson, trigger his ability. We're going to use her ability to count a different card. 3 damage. Down to 10, and then goes away. We're going to play an event for free, and then cancel that event. Make our next card one cheaper to bring in Agent Coulson to go looking for a preparation card, which may or may not be in here. Spycraft. We'll go ahead and shuffle just because. And we are going to exhaust, pay the resource to give up to 3 characters toughness. Then we get the Crimson Bands. We are going to ready, exhaust, spin 2, stun, and do 7 damage. So it's down to 3 now. Spider-Man hits for 2, takes the damage and then the consequential. And Wong finishes him off. So yes, I know Doctor Strange is probably one of the more powerful characters, but still like playing him and wanted to put the 2 Mystics together. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, so please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.